Good morning. Welcome to Amazing Liberia. Patience here. Um, just sitting here and remembering a sensation I experienced yesterday. I was at Pakopin Red Light. Red Light, the market has moved to Omega, and yeah, that caused a whole boatload of trouble on the freeway. But I'm doing this video just because of the feeling I had while I was in such a busy freeway stretch, and I wonder why that is. And one of the words that came to my mind was savior complex, because the feeling I'm talking about was I was admiring the beauty, and it's not my first time having that experience. Just the beauty of watching people do their daily grind in Monroeville. And just thinking, why is it that other people don't see beauty in this? They just see the poverty, and they develop that rescue complex, savior complex. What I saw, and like I said, not my first experience of having that sensation. I saw a bunch of young people who were making do with the situation that they had at hand. They were hustling to make ends meet, and even if that ends were less than $5 a day, it was enough to keep food on their table. And so when people complain that negatively about people in keke or people on motorbikes, they must not see the essence of those guys. Other than them putting food on the table, they massively are built into the transportation network of this country. How else do you think people will be getting from point A to point B? If you look around you, the motorbike boys are the fastest way of commuting from point A to point B, So yeah, maybe you can put some rules and regulation down, but I just see the individuality in it. And then just seeing all these macro businesses, these small businesses where people blow off. And one of the things that came to mind during that 26th holiday, because the day before the holiday is a holiday, the holiday is a holiday, the day after the holiday is a holiday. But and the behavior is like that because they're all entrepreneurs. You work for yourself, then you don't have to go to work whenever you don't want to go to work. So I see where there are multiple macro entrepreneurs, and they're trying, and as I've discussed before in a video, with the input system the way it is, that only a select few people have control of it. And these people who are peddling whatever goods they have, it's not to get wealthy, it's just to get a little bit of food on the table of the people who are importing and the people who are making the money. Plain and simple in Liberia. And there's a lot of room to grow. So that got me thinking. I'm like, I saw beauty. I saw individuality. I saw perseverance in people. And I admire that. And people, it's amazing. You can see a man taking his daughter to school on a motorbike. The same experiences that you have in America or wherever you are in the world, it might not be as fancy as you, but they do it here. It's just taking time to smell the roses. The kids playing on the road. It's not fancy bikes and toys, and but it's a plastic ball, is a cup, is nail, is cup for, and they are happy. And so, and I started thinking, well, maybe it's because I personally realized that my standard of living is not the standard by which the world is judged. I also respect personal accountability of, let's say, personal desire to want to take oneself from point A to point B. I don't buy into the notion that if I give you $500, that's gonna end your poverty. You have to have the desire to want to go to point A to point B to go there, and I'm okay if you don't have the desire. And so then that brought me to another part of why so many people tend to think negatively of Liberia, in terms of the living condition. If you don't come home to change your country, honey, who's gonna do it? I don't know. So whenever you have a negative thought about, oh, that nasty place, that dirty place, those lazy people, honey, what are you doing? You talk about what you're doing before you start talking about what the other person is doing, And another thing that comes to mind is in relation with the savior complex, is when people go out of the way to do things for family members here, and the family member don't take the initiative, or they say they eat your money. Well, do you not have a savior complex? In America, when you give money to someone, do you keep giving them money all the time and they can do whatever with it after you've gone 12, 16 hours without sleep and earn the money? Do you not hold people accountable? I don't know. So I don't see why you do it here. Did someone send you abroad to be to the plantation? Are you enabling family and friends so that you can feel like you're the savior? Because enabling, look at that word popped up. Are you an enabler? Well, people are accountable for their behavior. I'm not saying don't help, but when they show you who they are the first time, believe them. If you notice, I use the term savior complex. I know most of you are familiar with the term white savior complex, but savior complex has no color to it. You're excluding yourself as if to say you don't have it when you say white savior. So it's just simple savior complex. So just monitor yourself for savior complex, and those are intrinsic questions you need to ask yourself. This intergenerational poverty that we have, you can have a desire to want to work through it, but you have to work through it with people who want to work through it too, not people who are pulling you down instead of building you up. So what is our responsibility, or what is our part in the savior complex? Because by not holding your family, your friends accountable for lying to you, cheating, stealing your money, and you keep doing it year in, year out, and then you get burned out and don't want to come to Liberia because this person did something to you and that person did something to you. What is your role in that? Because you do have a role in that. And I've said before, it's plain and simple. If you want to accomplish something in Liberia, you do it small. You come and you do it. You carry where you can carry it. Unless you find a reliable person, don't be sending your money to anybody. And then you say, oh, I sent my money the last time they bought this land, and then all I hear is excuses. So there are potential in this country. There's potential for growth. I don't have the money that I need, but there's a potential to do good. There's a potential to come and do something small in your community in which you live, you know? Yeah, we just need to do something. It's just ridiculous the way other people come to your country, get wealthy, and leave, or they come to your country to perform medical missions, and of course they leave too, and that knowledge is going. And those of us in the expat are not planning on making permanent changes that will allow for knowledge and talent to remain here. We're not. You say all the negative. I have a friend, and I didn't tell Osborne I'm going to use his name, but I use him as my inspiration. That man had multiple business ventures in Liberia, and that's still that it went bad, but that deterred him, and he's right now working on a very big project that I'm proud of, to see a fellow Liberian do such a project. But it didn't deter him, and so I learned from his mistake. I am not trying to learn about myself. When people tell me I listen. So I learned from his mistake too, and he told me about it. I learned about it, and so that's my approach here. So we need to think about the savior complex we have, and whatever you're doing to make a difference in your country or in your family, the people in which you're collaborating with, the people in which you're working with, have to be invested in it. They have to be able to show that they want what's good for themselves. You cannot save the world. I'm sorry, newsflash. You cannot. And so that burden is not yours to bear. So why shoulder it, or why blame someone? It's because you picked that burden. So that just came to mind. Like I said, I see the beauty in and around Monrovia. When I see the motorbike boys, it's scary, them driving all over the place, but I get behind the economic behind their need to be out there to feed their family, as well as I see the good they're doing in the community by helping with the transportation system in Liberia. And so yeah, you think on it, lose the savior complex. It's okay if you want to make a difference in somebody's life, but they choose not to. And you can take the time to try to educate them, but if they still choose not to, that's okay too. And that's nothing to be negative about. Be positive about it. Do your changes, go out into the world, learn something, come back home, employ 2 to 3 people, and tell them, guess what? This business here, that's all of us livelihood. So let's invest in it. And then of course you do have to work with them the way you want your company to run. There are a lot of you have businesses out there that you can manage from here. If you're on the internet with your business, come on over. You can manage it. People are here on the internet 24/7. I'm just broke. I can't afford 24/7 internet. But yeah, it's viable. Okay. So think about your place in perpetuating the savior complex. And no, not everybody in Liberia needs food. There are people, but we can solve some of that problem locally, not by importing food, but by growing food. Except my snacks though. Yeah. So just think about it, okay? You have a nice day wherever you are. I am having a blessed day. Thank you.